Honda is one of the few brands which had updated most of its products as per the BS6 emission norms well before the 1st April deadline. But one important product which was due to be updated for a long time was the Hornet 160R. And the reason for this delay was that the company was working on a larger displacement, a better equipped and a more premium version of the bike which we have here with us. Say hello to the Honda Hornet 2.0.
Although the successor to the 160cc Hornet, it is essentially based on the CV190R sold in the international markets. Now, if you are wondering what's the need for a larger Hornet, let me remind you that there was nothing between the 160cc Hornet and the CV300R. So the version 2.0 fills this large displacement gap while also giving more variety to the customers who also have the smaller X-Blade to opt for.
Having said all that, now let's get up close with the Hornet as we try and answer all the queries you people have been throwing at us about the bike.
One look at the motorcycle and it is easy to tell that it succeeds the Hornet 160R thanks to a very similar stance and the large badging on the fuel tank. And despite the hike in displacement, it doesn't look larger in terms of dimensions. But there's no denying that the styling has matured and it sports various elements which make it look more premium.
The first thing you'll notice is the golden upside down front forks, which is quite uncommon in this segment. But let me tell you, these are not really required in small capacity bikes, but Honda says they have been included for a more premium appeal.
Then there's a low slung headlamp which is compact and angular, and so is the X-shaped tail lamp. Giving the new Hornet a muscular and sporty stance are the beefy and sharp fuel tank extensions. All in all, the Hornet 2.0 retains the aggressive visual appeal which has worked in the favor of its predecessor.
Now if you notice the bike more keenly, it is very well put together with flush fitted body panels and good quality paint all across. Except for a few parts which we think have been made up of slightly substandard plastic such as this underbelly cowl. Moving on to comfort, the seat height of the Hornet is quite accessible and hopping on it shouldn't be a problem for most of the riders. Once you are in the saddle, you are in a comfortable yet commanding and sporty riding position. As you can see, my arms are outstretched, my knees are properly bent and my upper body is leaned over, but nothing too extreme to cause any discomfort. Even the seat is quite spacious and adequately cushy to be pleasant even on the longer rides. One of the admirable things about the Hornet is its low curb weight of 142 kgs. That makes it moving around in the parking very easy. As you can see, putting it on the main stand and taking it off and moving it around in the parking doesn't require a lot of muscle.
Coming to the heart of the matter, the engine of the Hornet is a 184cc single-cylinder air-cooled engine which churns out 17.03 bhp of power and 16.1 Nm of torque. These numbers might not be extraordinary for this segment, but out on the road, it doesn't fail to impress. As you get going, the Hornet starts picking up the pace with a vigor. The revs keep climbing linearly until 5000 rpm, after which there's a pleasant shove of torque which lasts roughly up till 8000 rpm. The speed transitions are quick in the low and mid range of the rev band, which makes it enjoyable to ride, especially in the city. The engine feels relaxed and you can keep going even in a gear higher. What else makes the city ride experience delightful is the profoundly light clutch and the sleek gearbox which has a long throw but shifts with minimal effort. False neutral was a rare occurrence though. Even at highway speeds, the Hornet doesn't feel stress as there are negligible vibrations which creep in on the foot pegs and handlebar only post 5000 rpm. Even the overtakes don't require much planning. However, the highway cruisability would have been better had there been a sixth gear.
The charming engine character of the Hornet is complemented by a sweet humming sound which is typical of a Honda. So let's listen to the exhaust note of the motorcycle.
Handling is one of the strong points of this bike as the steering response is spot on and changing directions doesn't require much of an effort. Filtering through busy traffic is literally a breeze. While it is nimble around tight turns, even the long sweeping bends are handled neatly with impressive stability. This is also aided by the MRF Nylogrip Zapper tires, which we got to test only in dry conditions and experienced a fair amount of grip. The ride quality of the motorcycle is not outright plush, but you won't end up with an aching back either. At slow speeds, the minor undulations send a slight jolt in the back, but things never get too harsh. We were really impressed by the braking performance of the Nissin calipers. The front has gallops of bite and feel, while the rear has the needed progression to avoid locking of the wheel. One of the downsides of the Hornet is that it comes with single channel ABS only, and dual ABS can't be had even as an option. And that brings us to features, a department in which the Hornet is just about average. It gets a full LED headlamp, but the illumination from this unit isn't much useful. Then there's a negative LCD console, which does show the vital information, but doesn't get Bluetooth connectivity. However, the Hornet packs a couple of fancy bits like LED winkers, hazard lamp, metal pillion foot pegs and tank-mounted key fob, which is usually found in bigger bikes.
Now let's get down to a very important question: how fuel efficient is Honda's new offering? We are glad to report that our test recorded a mileage of 42.3 kmpl, which is one of the best in its segment. So after spending a few days with the Hornet, do we recommend it? You see, the answer is not very simple, given this segment is very competitive. On one side, there's the Apache RTR 204V, which got bucket loads of features, and then there's the peppy and sporty Pulsar NS 200. But for the riders who want a stress-free daily driver with enough potential to be fun on long weekend rides, the Hornet makes for a strong case. It packs a sweet engine, delivers good handling, has got good brakes, and looks properly imposing. Above all, it is very practical given the frugal engine and Honda's massive service network.